Imagine your computer is running stupidly slow and it's pissing you the hell off. How would you fix it? Would you buy a $1,000 keyboard? Would you buy a 4K monitor? Would you buy a $200 mouse? No, you wouldn't. That's fucking stupid. That's not going to fix the core problem, is it? But that's what most young guys do when it comes to losing fat. They switch workouts, swap diets, buy supplements, thinking that's the problem and that's going to fix everything. Meanwhile, their inner world is absolutely fucked. It's just constant self-sabotaging, poor mental health, negative thought patterns, shit habits with no clarity, no discipline, no structure. It's like trying to take that slow, glitchy computer and trying to fix it by upgrading the peripherals, instead of figuring out what the fuck's actually wrong with the PC. Until you fix what's going on inside, nothing on the outside's gonna work properly, man. It's a common misunderstanding and makes complete sense to think this way. But unfortunately, this is the reason that the vast majority of men struggle to lose fat. Or if they do manage to lose the fat, they regain it like 6 months later. And the real reason you struggle to lose weight, it's because of your mental health and the thoughts you have. It's as simple as that. Who am I to actually give you advice on fat loss? And who am I to say that mental health is the problem? Well, my name's Jacob, and when I was 17, I was heavily overweight. I was 90 kilos, I'm 70 now for reference. I was heavily overweight, hated myself, hated life, hated everything. I lost weight, I gained the respect from everyone, I fucking learned to love life. And I managed to do all that by fixing my mental health and made a few other changes in my life that actually brought it on. And on top of that, I've been able to maintain a decent weight for over 5 years now. I'm not one of those people that just relapse 5 months later. So very quickly, I'm going to convince you why mental health is the reason, and I'm going to give you 3 strategies to actually level up your mental health. So let's get into it. Now imagine all you have to do to lose all of the weight and to get your dream physique is to swim 50 meters in a swimming pool. But you're forced to wear a weight vest that feels like it's 50 kilos, and whenever you try to swim, you kick like hell, you pull like hell, but you can't swim. That vest is weighing you down, and eventually you end up drowning under the immense weight that this vest has over you. And that vest is having a poor inner world, having negative mental health, and having a poor self-image. Now, this next scenario probably sounds a lot like you. So, you're wanting to lose weight, you want to go on a health kick, you're going to start on Monday. You're going to start exercising, you're going to start working out, you're going to start eating healthy. You're going to do all of this at once. And your life's going to change. And then a few days into it, you miss a workout, you skip one. And then a few days later, it happens again. And then it happens again, and then again. And then you just give up and you go back to your old ways because you've just self-sabotaged, and now you feel like even more of a failure than before you even started. Because now you have the evidence to yourself that you're the type of person that failed. So now your mental health is worse, your self-image is worse, and next time you want to try to lose weight, you're going to have that in the back of your mind. Oh, remember last time I did that? Yeah, you failed. Don't try again. And this is what happens when you don't have your mental health sorted. This is what happens when you self-sabotage and don't use the strategies that I'm going to be talking about. Basically, if you don't like yourself, if you don't think you're capable, how on earth are you meant to lose weight when you have everything against you? Your body wants to remain the way it is. There are so many cognitive biases that tell your body, we want to remain as is. Change is terrifying. So how are you meant to fight those inherent features of the body when you don't even like yourself? Man, change is fundamentally hard. Why do you think so many people fail? Because it's fundamentally hard. You need to have the mindset that this is going to be fucking hard. This is going to fucking test me. And I need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing, because otherwise I'm going to get fucking destroyed. You need to take it with a level of seriousness and not just a wishy-washy, oh yeah, my life's going to change next week. Yeah, easy. Fucking I'm the man. Let's do this. Because you're going to have a rude awakening. All this to say that good mental health really does make it 10 times easier to actually change. Now, literally ask anyone who's lost weight. Now ask them if having good mental health would play a key factor in that. Because anyone that you ask is going to say, Oh yeah, that makes it so much easier. It really fucking does. Worked for me, and anyone I've talked to that has done the same transformation says the same fucking thing. So focus on leveling up your mental health as well as doing the habits you know you're meant to do. Now, the first strategy to improve mental health. We're going to fix your inputs. Because your inputs, whatever you input into your mind and your body, determines the quality of your life in every sense of the word. So we'll start off with inputs to the body. I want you to think of your body like a system, like a giant operating system that whatever you feed it determines the output. This is called systems thinking, if you want to look a bit into it. But generally, think of your body, there's inputs and then outputs. The quality of the inputs determine the quality of the outputs. So if you feed your body shit sleep, what's the output of shit sleep? Your body is going to have low energy and a host of other negatives. These are the very generalized things that you already know about. I'm going to say poor sleep. You need to get 7-8 hours of sleep a night. Otherwise your brain is going to be fucked. You're not going to be able to think and you're going to have less energy. You're not going to like life. You literally like life less when you have less sleep. I don't understand why people don't prioritize sleep more in their life. I genuinely don't understand it. And fix your diet. The average diet these days is fucking awful. A bunch of processed shit that absolutely does nothing for you. All it does is make you feel like shit. And a lot of people, when I say this, probably don't even register that they feel like shit because their bodies, you have probably fed your body like this for so long that your body is now adapted to this way of like doing it. Like if you feed your body shit for years, you're gonna, what happens? You adapt to it. And now it's just the new normal. Now imagine how you're gonna feel in 3 months when you have a proper diet, when you eat whole foods, when you cut out macas. It makes more of a difference than you realize. Your brain is going to feel so much better. You're going to like yourself more. Confidence is going to be up. You're going to feel better in your body. You're going to perform better in every way. And it's essential. Then we need to fix your addictions. There's the other addictions, like scrolling, screen time. How many hours of screen time do you have right now? Now, how badly do you think that's affecting your mental health? I know it's the fucking basics, but they're basics for a reason. They're the 80-20 that get 80% of the results. By fixing what I'm about to talk about, that will fix 80% of your mental health. So, the addictions, porn, video games, scrolling, all of that absolutely fries your dopamine receptors and makes your life. Video games is probably the only one that's like arguably not a massive priority to cut out, but scrolling, porn, jerking off, that is going to fuck your life up and make weight loss specifically so much harder. Because when exercise, actually I'll explain dopamine very quickly. So when you work out, during a normal day, when you don't have any like bad dopamine activities, your dopamine will be like that. The bottom point is like a neutral mood. You're feeling okay, you're just existing. And then throughout the day, you're going to, this is like, you just went out and exercised. You feel a little bit better. And throughout the day, yeah, I'm feeling decent. Just slightly feeling a bit better throughout the whole day. You had a good sleep. You talked to some friends, had a good laugh, did some exercise, got some sunlight, did some learning, did some work. That type of stuff. Your brain and your body is going to feel better throughout the whole day. But now what happens when you do one of the bad habits? Bang! You're going to feel fucking awesome. That's like, you just watch porn. Whoop. And now for the rest of the day. What do you think I mean by that graph? You watch porn, feel awesome, and then it goes below baseline. And then for the rest of the day, it's an uphill battle to try to do anything productive. At this point in the day, you think you're going to be able to exercise? You think you're going to be able to do work? You think your brain's going to be able to think properly? No, this is the time that you're going to relapse on bad habits. That's when you're going to fucking consume all the junk food and shit like that. That's why removing these addictions and the bad habits is essential. Because you're going to fuck up what progress you make by not doing this. So yeah, anyway. The addictions. So main ones, porn, scrolling. Those two absolutely fuck it up. Video games, lesser, in my opinion. I don't really play video games anymore. I used to be addicted, but yeah, not a priority. So get sleep, diet, and get rid of addictions. And then I guess I'll add a sedentary lifestyle. If you don't move your body, if you say go to work for 8 hours, and then come home and then don't move for 3 hours and just watch TV, your body is going to feel awful. You're going to have no energy. You're going to have no fucking anything. And having like 8,000 steps should be a bare minimum to fucking feel good in your body. I can't overstate enough how much of an impact just fixing these 4 things will do for both your mental health and your progress towards actually fat loss. Like, these poor habits are going to make worse all of your other problems in life. And it's going to make fat loss so much harder on you. Like, okay, what do I mean? Okay, you get poor sleep. What happens if you get poor sleep? You have no energy. You have no energy? I'm not exercising. Now I don't feel like it. All because you had poor sleep and you didn't prioritize that. Okay, you have a shit diet. Same story. Oh, I feel like shit. I'm not working out. Addictions. This graph here, you're not going to feel like doing it. Your body is going to be even more against you. Sedentary lifestyle. Same thing. And then that's just the physical inputs to your own body. Now, let's fix the inputs to your mind. Okay, so how much information... Actually, let's explain belief systems. Belief systems and our worldview. Literally everything we think about and like what we deem as possible is created in our own mind via the information that we input. So the information we accept from our parents, from society, from advertising, from the news, from the friends around us, from teachers, from books we read, all of the information that we input, that like builds who we are. It builds our belief systems, it builds our worldview. Like, try having any other explanation for what I just said. The information that we input, that is the key to like our belief systems and who we are as people. The only difference between you and your next door neighbor is the information that you've been told your whole life and the experiences you've had. Those are the only two real differences. Now, if you've been told your whole life that Macca's is normal, that you don't have to do that, or you're healthy at any size. If you've been told that your whole life, how are you going to react? Fat loss is going to be so much harder for you. You're not going to see more of a reason. You've literally been spread, like, I guess you could say it's propaganda to, like, be in against what you're trying to do. Like, everything we consume, what I just described, everything molds us into who we are now. Our belief systems, our worldview, that is determined by the information we input as children. Like, if your parents or teachers or anyone in authority told you growing up, you're not capable, or you're always going to struggle with doing something, in that field, you're going to feel like fucking useless. You're gonna feel that you can't actually do that because you've been told that your whole life, so you've now formed a belief about it. Now, how do you think you're gonna act when you try to act out of alignment with like that little belief you have? You want to now lose weight, but you have a belief that you can't. Two like colliding beliefs now. And that is going to make trying to like lose the weight, it's already feeling like you're trying to paddle up river, and now you're in like a fucking plastic raft now instead. Makes it even harder than it needs to be. Like, what information do you currently consume? You like consuming brain rot, fucking scrolling, horrible news that are just spreading negativity. How do you think you respond when that's all you're consuming? And also, this goes for your friends as well. Like, think about this. Imagine two people trying to lose fat. One has their friend group being juggo alcoholics that go party every weekend. One has a bunch of gym rats who like to work out for fun. Who do you think is going to be more likely to lose fat? Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be these guys. Yeah. Yeah, no. Like, you want to be like your friends. It's no surprise that we are social creatures by default. We've evolved to be social creatures. So we're going to be like our friends. We're going to accept what they believe, what they think, what they do. And we're going to be more like them. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing. It's up to you to decide what you do with this information. Are you going to cut out the bad friends? Like, in my opinion, it's better to have no friends at all and have like no negative, no positive, you just have you working towards a goal instead of negative friends who are fucking holding you back. But that's just me. And within a few months, you're going to want to make friends. So you can make friends in this bucket. You're going to start doing the good habits. Now you can start talking to people at the new places that you're going. And now you have friends that push you up. That by default, by being friends with them, you start to go up. Honestly, I did say this was number one, but I kind of combined them all into the one. So the second point was actually your friends. I just talked about that. And the third point was dopamine. And I kind of already explained that. But just one last point on dopamine. If you absolutely fry your dopamine receptors with those bad habits, like you know what fries your brain. You know what you're not meant to do, and that actually makes you feel fucking so much worse afterwards. If you eat all that sugary junk food, you feel like shit. If you go watch porn, you feel like shit. If you go scroll for 3 hours, you feel like shit. If you lay in bed watching anime or a TV show for 10 hours, you feel like shit. It's like a system. You give some inputs, your fucking inputs, and you're gonna output as shit. It's as simple as that. So yeah, in basic summary, fix your sleep, fix your diet, fix your addictions, fix your sedentary lifestyle, fix your dopamine, and fix your friends. Fix the information you input. Do all of that slowly, and you're gonna fix your life, and you're gonna get your shit back together. I know it's a relative basic advice video, but I wish someone told me this when I was a bit younger, because this is the shit that actually matters. All of the other shit that you're told, most shit doesn't matter, and it's just fucking party tricks. This is the 80-20 that's going to get you the results that you want. So put your time and effort into slowly fixing these. Also, don't make my mistake of trying to fix everything at once, because you're not going to be able to. Pick one part of your life that you want to level up or take out. Say your fucking porn addiction. That's ruining your shit, okay? Focus on just that. Let's get that down. Actually, I know I said in summary, but fucking whatever. So the best way that I've found to remove bad habits, say that you're currently watching porn for 7 days. That's what you're currently doing. Next week, the first week of quitting porn, go to 6 days. Then how do you think I'm going to tell you after that? 5 days, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then by week 5, you've watched it once. This actually gives your body, brain, time to adapt and actually become used to not being fucking overwhelmed. So yeah, try that. Tell me how it goes. Yeah, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Click video there. Good video if you love it. Like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Bye.